I want to save those hooks.
Yeah. I need a little like Ziploc bag so that I can put all these in it.
No, really like being the go-getter. I like being the no-getter.
What kind of a Ziploc bags are these DG holes? Because these would make good garage shelves or something.
What do you call this flooring?
Garbage. There's more stuff up here. Look at that. This was a shelf.
So they turned it sideways.
Yeah. So I think it was supposed to be here. These are probably shelves too.
Yeah. So they laid it on the side. That's weird. I mean, it's fine, but.
I'm gonna stab myself. Oh, those had little pegs in them. That was stupid. But okay.
There's a big hole in the wall.
What?
That's fun.
What? There's probably some irreparable mess behind this thing that they covered. That's why it was here, and we're gonna find it and have to fix it. There's already a hole, so. So, honey, what didn't you want to show on camera?
I don't want to show.
What's all that stuff in there?
I don't know, and I really need to get it. Don't show this.
What about this one?
No.
What's in here? What's in this cupboard? doTERRA. We got some doTERRA down there. There's some tape. Look at those new paint rollers in there. We've been looking for paint rollers. There's 400 of them in here. So you're sure you want to tear that down? You want to tear all this off?
And the trim, it's wavy.
I know. Something's not right with this whole thing. It looks awful. There is drywall behind it. So why'd they put this stuff up here anyway?
You can't use that.
I don't think I can reuse this because of how curved it is.
It's warped.
But that's because the wall is warped. Look at the wall. The wall is crooked. I'm not going to be able to straighten it out.
The whole house is crooked, remember?
All right, welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. We are here in the dining room of the house here. This is on a slab. We have been wanting to kind of redo this area for a long time. So we're gonna do the flooring here, that's the project. We've already gotten ourselves into a few other things. There was this kind of weird contraption of a bunch of cabinets screwed together that was over here that we took out behind me. And then there was some like beadboard type paneling on the wall over here with some trim behind me here that we took off as well. And so we're gonna have to do some repairs, some drywall work. We'll save that for another time. But right now the focus is to get the flooring replaced. The flooring that's in here has been pretty awful. It's kind of a cheap, I don't know what you call it. I'll show it to you. It's got like that cardboardy type floor, like an MDF, and then it's got like that glossy finish on it. Anytime it gets wet, you know, it's in our kitchen, in our dining room, things spill, things get wet. We're coming in and out of the front door right here as well. And anytime water gets in those cracks, it puffs up, it splits apart, it peels, or it's just not very nice. So we're gonna go through replacing the flooring today. Let me show you what's down here and how it has not held up very well. So this is the area that we're looking at here, and you can see just right here, this is where the kitchen table was and some of the chairs. And from the chairs sliding across these gaps, you know, you can see how it just kind of chips and peels away at this stuff, and it's basically like cardboard underneath it. And so now once this gets wet, once any of these little cracks get wet, this stuff just puffs up and it absorbs that water and it splits apart and it puffs up and becomes uneven, and then things get caught on it and it just becomes a disaster. Another area here where you can see that has happened, and it's got a lot of flex and play in it. It doesn't really lock together well. And so this is what happens. This stuff is probably about $1.50 a foot or something like that, maybe even cheaper, and it's just not very good flooring. So this is what we're going to be putting in there. It is a LifeProof brand. There's other brands out there. We have used just this stuff, and so this is what I'm going to kind of talk about. It is a completely waterproof vinyl plank flooring. So it is a plastic flooring. It's vinyl flooring, but this stuff has the built-in underlayment. It has a special kind of patented lock together type of installation system. I'll show you guys, and it has a clear coat on it that is, I don't want to say indestructible, but it's pretty tough. So let's start tearing all this flooring out and see what we have. So as with every renovation, the news just keeps getting better and better. So I uncovered this huge crack in the foundation here, not really foundation, but in the pour. And this, I saw a little piece of this in the other room, and it's not that big of a deal structurally or anything like that, but it is a source of moisture. And I see some other smaller cracks and other things like that. And just taking this flooring up, it just smells so mildewy underneath here. It even looks like there may have been, I don't know if that was from a spill or something else. This is just a kind of a disaster. So I wasn't planning on dry locking this with a basement sealer, with a cement sealer, but I think I'm gonna have to. So we have a hole in the wall here. It looks like they tried to just like shove a whole bunch of mud in there and that obviously didn't work. So I just squared it up. Took a utility knife and just squared up the hole a little bit. And then I always keep scrap pieces of drywall handy in the garage. I've got a little stack of them, and I'll use these for patches if I ever have a hole. So what I did was I cut the total, so I measured the hole here, and then I cut it 2 inches bigger, so we got an inch of overhang on each side. And then I peeled the back part of the paper off. So this is gonna match right into my hole, and then I've got a little overhang on the paper, on the drywall paper. And so we'll fit this right into that hole, and then that'll give us, a nice solid fill. So once it's in there, nice and flat, we'll go ahead and take some drywall mud, and I'll put a little bit underneath here, underneath the sides, and we'll kind of squeegee that out, and then we'll cover this whole area. I'll kind of feather this out quite a bit, maybe about this far, just so we make sure we've got a nice feather out from that. And then once that's sanded, you'll never see that again. That's the one. Oh my God. Who did this? Like a pro or something? I mean, what? And I close the door, I can see through here because there's this crack because this part is rotted out too. And so this doesn't have anything to stick to, so there's this gap right here. If I put this in here right, the door will seal against this, and it will make it nice.
Yeah, I don't mean
All right, well, it still looks like a construction zone down here because we've got lots more work to do, but we've made a lot of progress. So this is flooring in this area. This dining room area is completed. We got the trim painted back up, got a new threshold put in here. This was all rotted out underneath this, and because before the storm door was put in, I got a lot of moisture. I still need to make a little piece of trim for underneath here. This had to be rebuilt because this was all rotted out down here, so that was a little bit tricky, but I think this turned out really well, and so it matches up pretty good. There's a little line here still, but I think that'll be all right. We'll leave that as is. Now the door makes a good seal there, and there's not a little gap that goes through. That was a pain for me. Got the hole fixed in the wall and painted, so all that cabinetry has been taken out of there, all those kind of put together cabinets, and that wall's been fixed and painted, and so that's all good to go. All of the flooring has been put in, and so this LifeProof flooring really is my favorite. It goes together solid, doesn't come apart, and man, it lasts. It's pretty tough stuff. So, but that leaves us with this wall. I'm going to do a separate kind of a special video on this wall. There's a whole bunch of things wrong over here that we need to fix. So there used to be some like wall sconces up there. And then they were covered. They had some plastic covers on them, and this wall is super crooked. I mean, you can see, look at the gap from the drywall there. That board is fairly straight across there, and so there was some paneling here, kind of covering this unfinished drywall. And so we're going to do something kind of special. So you have to stay tuned for the next video to see what we do to fix this up and make this look a little bit nicer. Every time I get into these projects, every single time I think it's going to be simple, and every single time I am fooled because it always turns out to be one thing leading to another. Uncovering this wall and you know, just one thing after another, the door threshold and other things with the flooring and sealing the floor. I didn't take you through the step of sealing the floor. I've done this in every video I've done flooring on. I put Drylock Extreme down on the concrete. It just helps to keep moisture down that may come in through the cement. Cement is very porous, or concrete is very porous, and so there's always a little bit of moisture that kind of comes through there. Even though the LifeProof is meant to be on concrete, it's fine. It has an underlayment and a vapor barrier and all that stuff built into the flooring itself. It'll do fine like that, but I just always like to seal that floor up just to keep any mildew from forming or anything like that underneath the floor. So lots more to do on this renovation. This wall video will be coming up soon. We're going to be doing all the way into our kitchen. I've got tile to tear out. We're doing it in our bathroom. I'll take you guys along for the whole thing. You can see what the finished product looks like. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video. Of course, subscribe if this is your first time to the SSL Family Dad channel. Love to have you tag along for lots of DIY things and farming and gardening and anything else we could possibly do around here. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching.